Okay, welcome everybody. So I invited some new people to come into class tonight for a few reasons. And so welcome to people who have not been in, I think you've all been in my class before. Never mind. You're not new to me, you've all been in my class. But thank you for coming out tonight and coming to a class of psychic development. And you picked a good night because we are doing Akashic Records. Yes. So it's like I tapped into Holly's energy or something, and I just knew that's what she wanted to do. And then also Darla messaged me and said that's also what she wants to do. So
That's so funny. Yeah, I was just talking to Darla about how you did one for me last summer.
We were talking last night about it.
Last night, yeah.
I must be psychic or something.
Jen, is this for anybody or is this for a particular class before I'm on?
What do you mean?
Like, is this open to anyone to try?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. Sure is.
Sounds good.
Yeah. But you're driving, so be careful. Don't do
No,
the meditation. Are you driving?
No, I'm parked. I have to leave by 6:30 though, if that's okay.
Yeah, of course. It's recording. So but don't meditate or astral travel while you're driving.
No, I'm stopped.
Okay. Great. Okay, so I'm just gonna share my screen here. Give me 1 second. And where is it? I don't like when it does this. I can't see what I want to look at. Can't see what I want to look at. All right, this should work. Okay. Can you see that? Yes. Okay, so obviously this is psychic development class. This is not actually a regular psychic development class. It's a 6-month series, and people have been in here since September. And so this is almost getting to the end. So in February, we have 3 more classes left in this series. And then in the springtime, I'm actually going to be doing psychic development classes in the spring. So this is like a 6 months kind of group, kind of like my whole medium, where I have a 1-year mediumship program. It's kind of like ties into that. And a lot of the students who are in whole medium are actually in this class too. Okay, so, oh, you're not gonna let me click you. There you are. So this we're gonna tonight, we're gonna do Akashic Records using binaural beats. Okay, so does anyone know what binaural beats are? Do you want to share what they are? If you don't know, that's even better that you don't know, but does anyone know what they are?
Is it a certain frequency?
Yep, so it's a meditation using a various vibrations of sound to sort of help you get out of your current consciousness state. So this might be good for people who have trouble meditating, but it kind of sort of helps you a little bit get out of that, not a low energy, but out of your human energy, which is where I always talk about how we need to sort of be out of our minds to do this. And the beats sort of help you do that. So there's going to be music playing with these beats in it. That's why I said bring headphones. I don't know if you saw that or not. You don't need headphones. You can still do it without, but sometimes it sounds better with the headphones like right in here. So that's what we're going to do tonight. And I'll just say, I don't know, this just came up. So if you go and Google binaural beats or whatever, there's different frequencies. Okay. Each frequency, like 942 does one thing and like 458 does another one. Okay. So I'm just noticing, be careful with Insight Timer should be okay, but things like YouTube, when you just pick a random binaural beat, just be careful, because some of them actually I've found have like, people have, it sounds crazy, but people have put subliminal messages into the meditations. So it's kind of like, if you feel kind of weird about it, if you have like a weird feeling, get out of it. That's usually the sign that something weird is with it. Same thing with like new music that is today. They've actually on purpose put in weird energies, or because the government knows about this kind of stuff, right? They know that what these kind of frequencies can do, and they're putting low frequencies in the music right now. So an example of this is, anybody heard any Beyonce songs recently, like the new Beyonce? So like Cuff It or whatever the song she has. So I want you to try listen to a Beyonce song, not right now, but like later on. See if you pick up anything in a Beyonce song. I cannot listen to it at all.
I can't listen to her music.
No, and there's a reason.
Yeah, like I just can't.
Yeah, I know. But like, do you see your intuition? Like I said it on, I think I said I want someone who really loves Beyonce was very upset with me. I think actually I'm off TikTok now, but when I was on TikTok, I posted a video and people went crazy. Like I said this, and they're like, the bees, what did she call them? The queen bees or whatever they call it, the fans, the queen bees are gonna come for you. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And like people attacked me for saying these kind of things, right? And I had to show proof, and they were like, it was TikTok is horrible environment. I bucked out of there after like 9,000 followers. I didn't care. I'm like, I don't care how many followers I have. You guys suck. But like the energy of like the beats, it's in the music. And the first thing that comes to mind is the Beyonce music, like the new stuff.
Yeah.
Plus the energy of what she has done to get to where she is, right? So all the energy is in the music, because sound is a vibration and energy. And so whatever you put into that sound is what's going up to the masses. And people who are like, la 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 la, I'm a queen bee or whatever, and you know, they don't care. They don't care. They're like in that hypnosis kind of state, right? The hypnotic, just like whatever. So it's kind of like that. There's a frequency to it, right? So that's what we're going to use. But it's a high frequency, not a low frequency. Has anybody ever done a meditation with binaural beats? Yeah. Was it good for you? Or did you like, what was the pull to use that? Like, what was your reason for using one of those?
Are you asking me or Holly?
Whoever.
I tried it because Google sent me down a rabbit hole one day, and that was part of that, trying to focus and meditate without 9 million voices.
Right. And how was it for you?
Oh, I still have the chatter.
Sorry, my dogs are barking. Sorry.
But it wasn't bad.
One second. Sorry, I listen to my dogs barking. They're just saying hello. Yes, that's it. Oh my God. Hold on. Like, hey, Tish, go in there.
He just wants you to cuddle him, Jen.
Maybe he's meditated to these beats too, and he's just trying to respond to her.
Yeah, he's just giving his opinion.
Yeah.
That's what happened. Like, I know it sounds funny, but like he's actually like saying something. So like I was doing a reading the other day and yesterday, and I was talking, the dog that was in their home was trying to communicate with me in the reading and trying to tell his mom something. And he started, as soon as I started doing that, he started barking.
Oh,
He's like, bark, bark, bark. And she goes, shut up. I'm like, no, he's talking to me. Don't tell him to shut up. So it was, so they do say, they are saying something. Okay. Holly, sorry, can you repeat what you said about using it for you?
I just felt pulled to do the meditation on Insight Timer. I think it was with Native American flutes and binaural beats,
Okay.
because I love Native American flutes. So I just decided to try it one day and I liked it. Yeah.
Yeah. It sort of puts you in like a trance, or like, you know, it kind of gets you high sometimes. Like, it's like, you can sort of like leave your body in a different way than it's, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what are the Akashic Records? The Akashic Records are like, I describe it, and this is not from Google. This is what my take on it, because I do Akashic record reading sometimes when I feel called to do them. So I know how to do it. I've taken a class how to do it, but it's good to have the foundation of what to do, but there's no really rules to it, you know, like I'll explain that. So it's like a library. Basically, it's like a massive library where every single human's records reside in this sacred library. So it's a very high vibrational, you know, some people say it's in a different realm, which it probably a different dimension. It's obviously not on Earth. You have to go to meditation to access it, or a higher state of consciousness to access it. Psychically, you can also tap into it. If you go, which is what we're going to do tonight, if you go psychically, it's not as, I mean, it's a little bit different if you do it psychically. So there's getting in there psychically, and then there's astral traveling. So we're going to try to mix kind of the both. Okay. It's the book of your soul, basically. So everything that's happened to you in your soul over lifetimes and lifetimes, and leading up to today. And some people think it stops at today, but I feel like it keeps going to the future lives and where you're going to go next. Think of a book though, like it doesn't stop in the middle. There's more chapters that are there, and maybe they're just not written out yet. Right? You never know. Here's an interesting example of a past life thing that I've found for myself. So you can do it for yourself. So when I did it for myself, we did all the things, and I'll talk you through it. We did all the things. I get to the library, I open my book, and it's in Braille. And I'm like, holy shit, that makes so much sense. Because my eyes are horrible. My eyes are really, really bad. Like I need contacts and reading glasses and like stronger prescription. And it's just like, it makes so much sense that in a past life, I was blind. So one of the things, so what it does is it ties the past to now. So you make little connections, right? Does anyone had a past life reading? You want an example of like something that you did in a past life that you've brought now into this life that helped you connect the dots? Yeah, Naomi?
Just going off of the one that you did for me, it made so much sense. I mean, I feel like there was a lot that I've brought from those other lives that you've mentioned into this life, like injustice, like things like that. And I'm very much like, no, things need to be fair in this life. And I'm very passionate about that. Motherhood, relationships, like just so much. I found that I learned a lot about myself just from that one reading alone with you.
That's awesome. It does
Yeah.
help you understand you on a soul level.
Yeah.
So like going back to like, who are you? Hi, I'm a mom, I'm a medium, I'm a psychic, I'm blah, blah, blah. That's not really who you are. Those are your roles here. And
Yeah.
some of them is your purpose, but who you are is in this book.
Yeah. Even there was a life that you had mentioned that I had with my oldest son. And you said, you know, he's probably going to be like doing these pretend shootings with his hands, like pretend to make guns.
Yeah.
It's probably going to upset you, but it's because of this reason. And Brayden does not stop with that.
Oh,
And
wow.
it does drive me crazy. And I know why it drives me crazy now, right?
Yeah.
But without that, I wouldn't have known. And it's not like, oh, a typical 5-year-old boy that's doing that. No, it's like he remembers something and it's very clear. And it's not like he even watches shows like that. So he's doing it for a reason. And now I understand what that is and why it upsets me.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
sometimes your kids' past lives are in your book too.
Yeah.
So you can help put that together too. And it's really profound. It's even different than psychic reading because it's like a different level where it like pulls out the history of who you are and all your lives. And like, my son was my brother, or, you know, understanding why your kids are the way they are and understanding who you are, why you are the way you are. Why do you like certain things? Like sometimes I read for people so many times where like this, I'm like, oh my God, you were like a samurai warrior in a past life. He's like, and there was like a sword on his wall that he showed me. I was like, what? Like, so like bringing things from your past lives to this life, and you don't understand why you like the things you do, or why you like even things that you buy.
Yeah.
You know, like collections of things. Why do I'm drawn to turtles? I don't know. Like, but maybe in past life as a sailor or a pirate or something, you know, there's always a way. Yeah. And even like things you don't like, things that give you anxiety or make you go like this, that's from a past life as well too. So you do sort of you kind of recall on a like a subtle level your past lives in pretty much your day-to-day life, which is really cool. So it's like a record of your oh, yep. Go ahead, Holly.
I just wanted to ask a quick question. Can you go from being like an animal in one life to a human? Do you know?
I don't see why not. I don't know. I've never come across that in my readings or whatever, but
Oh, okay.
why not?
Yeah.
I don't know. I do not want to be a cat. That does not sound fun at all.
But then you get to sleep all the time.
Yeah. No, my cats are assholes. I don't want to be an asshole. I don't want to scratch the furniture. No. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I don't see why not. But in the book of records, I've never come across someone was an animal. But it's not to say, because there's people who are shapeshifters who shapeshift into aliens. So why not? Like maybe in a past, I've had people that means for people who are aliens. They have a past life as an alien in some kind of star system, and then they go, oh my God, that makes so much sense. Why I look like an alien, or what, you know, this kind of stuff. Honestly, that happened last week. So you can laugh, but it happened last week. I'm not even joking. this woman shapeshifted into a alien.
Just
And
when
I'm
you said,
like, you used to be an alien. She's like, I know. And I'm like, okay, well, your face just turned into an alien. So it's like it reveals itself, like, and then you catch it, you're like, oh my God.
I just picture like big bug eyes when you said that. That's why I laughed.
Yeah,
It was
no,
just like
that-
those big, like,
the face, the shape of her face. Like, you know how aliens' faces go down like a triangle almost? And her hair was pulled back too, just had me pulled back that day. I was like, oh my God, you're an alien. She's like, I know. I'm like, okay, that's okay then. As long as you know. Yeah, so it's like the sacred, but I want to just reiterate that word sacredness. Say it's sacred. So you have to do with utmost respect. Like it has to be respectful. You can't just go up there and let me see my damn book, bitch. Like you can't. It has to be very respectful when you do this. Yeah, so I believe there's past lives in there, the now moment and future incarnations that may not be written yet. Maybe they are, because I believe that everything's happening right now. Right? So Akasha, it's a supposed universal etheric field in which a record of past events is imprinted. So I've taken past life courses, Akashic record courses, and everyone, there's always like a little variation of everything. So over time, things can be like changed a little bit in the way we talk about Akashic records. That just happens with everything with Reiki too. So we're going to use the binaural beats. We're going to do a meditation, and I'm going to walk you through the process of astral traveling or ascending. It's not really up, but we're going to go up because we want to go up here. Okay. Sometimes, have you ever done a drumming meditation? Have you ever done a drumming meditation? I cannot do drumming meditations because in my line of work, or I don't know, just me, because I know about things that you can't see or evil things, paranormal stuff. I don't know. I always go to the underworld. And the last time I went to the underworld was when I had the bad trip, and I don't ever want to go there again. But the drumming makes me go to the underworld. So like the middle world, the upper world, and the lower world, drumming brings me down. So this is going to bring you up. This is not going to bring you down at all. It's going to bring you in a higher frequency in your energy field. Does anybody have any questions so far? Yeah, I don't want to talk too much because I would love, if there's time at the end for you guys to like do a quick Akashic record for each other and a partner, but if there's no time, we won't. But I'm going to make sure you get there for yourself for sure. Okay. And I'll also say you have to use your imagination. So even though you're imagining it, it's still happening. That's where I get a lot of that in students who are new. Like, I think I'm just making things up. I think it's just my imagination, which is completely normal, a normal reaction, a response or to experience. But you need to trust that and build that imagination and really use it and make it vivid. And then when you experience it more, okay? You're not making anything up. I'll just let you know that now, okay? So what we need using the beats, we're going to lift ourselves up our logic mind. Who finds themselves very logical? Anyone? I can't see all of you, but Darla. Oh yes, Darla is my logical friend. Yes. So this tries to get you out of your logic mind because Darla is very analytical. So if she sees something, she analyzes it. But that's the way she is been trained in her thought process, is to analyze everything, which is fine. That's right. That's not a bad thing. So, but in order to do this kind of work, you have to get out of that logic mind. Like Darla's probably going to still like analyze every little thing that she sees, which is fine. That's just how her mind works. Okay. And what we're doing is we're going into the otherworldly realm of consciousness. So it's a different level of consciousness. And sometimes people, you'll see on the spiritual community that other consciousnesses and higher, I keep seeing these ads are like, my Instagram feed is full of these classes, probably because I signed up for one. But it's like, come and take raise your vibration course. And I just go, like, it's not, if you want to take it, great. But I'm like, why do you need a course on that? Why do you need to take a course on raising your vibration? Unless you don't have no idea how to do this, but you can raise your vibration with like simple things, right? Like going for a walk in nature, taking a deep breath. Like it doesn't have to be this course that you pay $50 for to take. Same thing with shadow work courses, but don't get me started on that. Did you hear that? Can you guys hear that? The banging upstairs? Oh my goodness. So we can travel to the sacred space and access important info about ourselves, our soul, and our callings. So if you have, I don't know what I'm here to do. Sometimes the book will show you what you're here to do. Or maybe you're already doing it. It'll just give you insight into that. Okay. It's going to help you connect the past to the purpose, and is a very sacred journey. Okay. Bing. Okay, I move my little screen here. Isn't he cute? That guy cute. So it's Jen Humor. I don't know if he looks like this, but when you go up to the Akashic Records, you should be greeted by a man who kind of similarly resembles this guy. I call him Dumbledore. So he's like the gatekeeper or the protector of the Akashic Records, kind of like the security guard that, you have to ask him permission. So whatever you visualize in your imagination is perfect. Okay, so maybe you don't, maybe it's someone else. I don't know. But there is a very sacred, highly respected, high vibrational being that is guarding the door to the library. Can't just let any Joe blow in, right?
And
No,
you
I-
say we have to ask permission, like how, because you said we also can't be demanding.
No.
Like how do you
So
ask to see your book without being direct about it in a
No, you
kind
can-
roundabout way?
yeah, you can be direct about it. That's not an asshole. So you just in your mind, you just say, can you please give me access to my Akashic Records? Your why is because you want to learn more about yourself, your soul. And he's never not let anyone in, I don't think. He's never
Okay.
not let me in. I will say you might see something else. You might see an animal. I see a frog when I go up there. So he's got a frog with him. I don't know why. I just go with it. It's like a pattern every time. And then so I'll guide you through it, but basically you're going to ask him permission and he knows you're coming, so he'll let you in. But some say there is a wise elder man at the door guarding it. When we travel, we must have respect in our intentions and our heart. Ask permission to look at your records, and you will only be allowed to see what is deemed for your highest good. If you turn the page, there's nothing on it, you're not allowed to know. You can also ask questions. If you don't see anything in the book, you need to be patient and wait for the book. So, so what I do when I walk you through it, we're going to go into an elevator. Okay, the cylinder of light, picture like a round cylinder. It's full of white light, and you're going to bring your spirit guide, whoever you trust, to go up with you. Okay, I'll walk you through it. Then you get up there, the door opens, and it will be like an old hallway, like that like old tile, like a subway station, kind of old school kind of thing. And you'll walk across the floor, and then right away you'll see the man, the gatekeeper, and then you just go up to him and say, "Could I please see my Akashic Records?" and state your first and last name. My name is Holly Kennedy. I wish to see my records. The door should open right away. And usually you'll walk a little bit and you'll see, I always see a pedestal or like a lectern. And my book is always on the lectern. And my library always looks like, can anybody guess?
The one
Harry
in
Potter.
Yama says
Oh!
Harry Potter.
Yeah.
No, I didn't even think of that. It's not.
How
Oh,
about Beauty and the
Is it-
Beast?
Yeah.
Yes.
Beauty
Mine's
and the Beast
Beauty and the
though.
Beast.
Yeah.
It's Beauty and the Beast.
So
Good
is
job.
mine.
Yeah,
I've been in mine before, and mine
Yep.
is too.
huh?
it's Beauty and the Beast.
Okay, so my overanalyzing brain is going already, Jen, because you said we have to give our first and last name, but is it the first and last name that we go by? Or is it like your legal first and last name, or or do we have to give them both, or?
He knows you're coming, so just say Darla Shipton, or if you want to say your maiden name again.
That is my maiden name. I refuse
Oh.
to take my husband's name.
What's his
Took me
last
40
name?
fucking years to learn how to spell mine drunk, not learning somebody else's.
What's his last name again?
Hey, Duck.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Just say I'm Darla Shipton.
Okay.
Yeah, he knows. You just, it's telepathic in your head. So you're just talking to him telepathically. The telepathic.
Well, yeah, but you didn't specify, because you go by Jen, but I'm pretty sure your name's Jennifer.
Yes.
So do you have to say your full first name?
I don't remember what
I
I asked.
appreciate this question because you know me, I've got
Yeah.
3 different names.
Yes, I had to ask Tony for her year ahead reading because I couldn't get into her energy with Tony Lacey. So I had to
Yeah.
email her and said, I need your real first and last name. Like, what's your real name? They wouldn't let me into her energy without her real name. So
Yeah,
names
see,
are very
mine's,
important.
yeah, my real name is Darla Ann, but I never go by that. So when I'm talking to this dude up there, what name do I give him?
Just say Darla Ann Shipton.
Okay, so full legal name.
Yes.
Other than
Yes. That makes you feel better than yes.
no, you. I'm just clarifying.
Okay, so don't, and I know your analytical, so her analytical brain is asking so many questions, and overthinking everything. It's great. That's what I love about her. I learned to love this part of Darla. Okay. So we got to go in and just say, can I please go in? The door will open. You're going to walk over. The book will be there. Okay. You might see, I don't want to tell you what you're going to see because I don't know. Everyone's is going to be different. You might see writing. It might be like a gold pen. It might be like writing as you're in there. Like you might see a word, you might see a picture, just be completely no expectations. If you go with expectation, well, Jen said hers was Braille, so mine better be Braille because I have glasses too. No. That was like one of the major shifts I had in my early days of spiritual learning was when my book was in Braille. I will never forget that moment in my entire life, ever. So I'm not saying yours gonna be Braille, but just be super open and use your imagination.
It's like the dots, right?
What's that?
Gemma's asking me a question. Sorry.
Oh
I
yeah,
made
it's
a
like the
mis-
raised, it's the language of people who cannot
are
see.
blind.
Blind.
Right.
I'm sure there's a better word than blind, but I can't think of it right now. But yeah, it's like that, it's like raised and they have to read with their fingers. Yes. Okay. Any more questions before we start doing the meditation? Yeah, no driving and astral traveling.
I heard. I'm good.
Okay. Okay, great. So you can take your cameras off if you want to, mute yourself. I'll still be here talking you through it. And we'll just see what happens. Remember to bring a spirit guide with you. Everything's safe, you're all good. Okay. Now you're gonna have to wait, let me know if you can hear the meditation where I don't know where it went. Okay, here we go. Just so you know, the length of the meditation is 22, but we will not be that long.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's not gonna be that long.
okay, bye. Gemma's like, I'm out.
Okay,
Kevin.
okay. So close your eyes. Sitting up nice and tall. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Let it go. Do that 2 more times. Bring yourself back to the present moment. Remove your attention from the outside world. And begin to visit the inner world. You're about to embark on a journey of soul discovery, of soul remembering, and insight into the journey of who you really are. And as we do this, we're going to collect all of our energy that is in our mind. You can start to envision space, the universe, a sky full of stars that you're standing on. And ahead of you forms a very clear glass road, short path that leads to an elevator made of glass as well, where you can see everything around you and there are stars everywhere. You start walking toward this beautiful glass elevator that is made of quartz and filled with light. When you get there, you will meet a spirit guide, someone that you trust in the spirit world, or any other light being that you wish to work with now. They take your hand, they invite you and go with you into this elevator as the doors open. And then you turn around, there's glass everywhere, so you can still see everything around in the universe. When you turn around, you notice the button that says the number 8. And around the number 8 is a heart. Now you're going to see your hand extend and push the button as it lights up. And you feel the elevator begin to move up, higher and higher. As you notice the stars around you, you feel yourself getting higher through various dimensions. You are not afraid because you know that you are safe. You're excited to visit the Akashic Records, the library in which your book of you is being held and kept safe anytime you wish to go and visit it. And when you reach the 8th, the door opens and you look on your spirit guide or the loved one who is with you, encourages you to go by yourself and go up to the door. You might be in a big hall that makes echoey sounds. You can hear your footsteps on the ground. And you were excited and you approach these big wooden doors. They're at least 15 feet tall that lead into this grand library right behind them. And suddenly appears an elder man. Notice what he looks like. Whatever you see is perfect. And he asks what you are doing here and why you would like to visit the Akashic Records, the book of you. And as you tell him, and he asks you for your name, and he tells you to open your hand. And as you open your hand, he places a key in it. And I want you to look down at the key and notice what it looks like. For it's just a key just for you. No one else has access to this key. And suddenly you put the key in the door, he steps aside. And you can feel the anticipation and the magic that awaits you. You open the door, you step inside, and I want you to just take in the energy. There are books, 1,000, hundreds of thousands of books on the wall. They climb from the floor to the ceiling. And as you take in this beautiful, majestic scenery, you walk slowly and you notice there is a light beaming down from the sky. And there's one particular book that floats off the shelf. And it's placed on a table in front of you, inviting you to come and look. You put the key down on the table for safekeeping. And now you're going to take a few minutes to see if the book opens on itself or you need to open it. And enjoy and see and experience everything that this book has to offer you. Everything that you see is for your highest good. few more minutes. Assume time to leave the library. Maybe the lights start to flicker. Or your eyes fluttering. When you're ready, you can close your book. Slowly turn around and suddenly a candle appears and you can hold this candle representing the life, the light of you that goes on and has lived multiple lives. And this light represents who you really are. You start walking out the door again, say thank you, turn the key to the elder man at the door. Say thank you. The door closes behind you and he says you can come back anytime that you want. As you make your way back, you're carrying the candle still. You go back into the elevator and you see your guide. And you push the number 3. The door closes behind you. And now the elevator, the glass elevator, is still in space, but also you feel like it's also in the middle of a tree trunk. And as the elevator descends down and down, you start to come back down. You feel more grounded. Almost like you are grounding yourself back into earth. And when you hit number 3, you thank your guide, the door opens. And you carry your candle with you out the door. Take some deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Remembering that you're going to recall everything that you saw in the book and every experience that you had in the Akashic Record Library. I'm going to count down from 3 to 1, and when I get to 1, you can open your eyes. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so I'm going to give you a couple minutes so you can journal your experience that you don't forget. So go ahead and do that now if you wish. Okay, does anybody want to share their journey to the Akashic Records? If you're done writing, you can share. Naomi?
Sure. So yeah, it was a long white beard, but he was in a white robe with
Mhm.
like kind of like a gold rope around. The key was like a very old looking brass key, kind of thin. Circle at the top, came down and like a little thing coming out. My room was beautiful. It was like this really antique long window and it had like a lot of light coming in.
Mhm.
You're right, like books everywhere.
Yep.
The one that came out kind of reminded me of the one that came out with you actually when we did ours. And I don't know if that's because I've seen it before or not. So it was a very girly, frilly pink and white book. The life that it showed, it was me and like there was a lot of land, a lot of green grass. There was a willow tree with a swing, and one of my kids was swinging on the swing, and I was hanging sheets on a clothesline. And I had a lot of kids kind of running around. And then I went to hang the other sheet, and there was blotches of blood on the sheets. And all I heard was tuberculosis.
Oh.
And I think I actually lost children
Mhm.
to tuberculosis, and I think that's how I passed as well.
Yeah.
And they showed me that particular memory because, or life, because it's kind of playing out in this lifetime. Not that my children are dying, but why I'm more mama bear when it comes to certain things of today.
Right.
And sometimes I say like, do I really want to bring in a third in this kind of world? And I think that's where that energy is coming from. And when I felt it, it's like I was talking to myself and I said, no matter what happens, I can protect them. It's not going to be that lifetime.
Right.
So, and then we came out.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. It was the same book.
It's
There's
the same book. Yeah.
there's your validation that that's actually your book.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, thanks for sharing that.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. Does anybody else want to share?
Go ahead.
Holly?
So it took me a while. I was in darkness for a bit. Like when I actually got in there, the old man that gave me the key looked like Santa Claus. And my key, it was gold and it was heart. It was like a key, like an old fashioned one cut out. Then at the top of it was a heart shape. So I was staring and it was darkness. I saw like a ping of purple come into my mind's eye. And then when I looked back down at my book, a tree was being painted on it. It was like a beautiful landscape and a tree was being painted. And then just as the tree was almost done being painted, I was taken to a scene where I was doing a tarot spread for somebody, but I felt like I was like an act in a circus. And it was like in a time where it wasn't like I had to be secretive about it, but people weren't out of the closet of being psychics or mediums.
Mm.
So people would come and pay to come, I guess, get their tarot spread done. And then that was it. I closed the book. My book looked, it was like a very old book with a strap just to close it. But when I got into the records, it was already laying out for me on a table, like on a stand. And it had like those old fashioned reading lights with that green top on
Yep.
it that you pull that cord
Mhm.
so I had to pull that down and then it lit up the book and then I could open it.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
that was it.
I could totally see your tarot life.
Yeah,
That
for
makes
sure.
so much sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love a card.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, usually the key that I see is like a skeleton key, like those old fashioned skeleton keys. Yeah. Did anybody not get anything in their book?
I didn't. I struggle so hard to get into my records.
Okay. Do you know why?
Because spirit comes in and then I shut it down.
Oh, so it's you.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
it's me. It's definitely me.
perfect. Maybe you're
If
not
it
ready
makes
to.
you feel better, Tamara. I think I was asking too many questions and I got kicked out and had to go all the way back in again because I was like asking 9 million questions and it was like I felt pushed out the door and it was slammed behind me and I'm like, fuck, I gotta do it again.
Wow.
The only time I ever got in, I was told to go in for like 10 seconds and then leave, and then go in for 30 seconds and then leave, and then go in for like a minute and then leave, like, and work my way up. And that's the only time I've ever gotten in. Every
Okay.
other time spirit takes over and, well, game over.
Maybe there's something that they don't want you to see or you're not ready to see.
Probably I'm not ready to see.
Yeah. It could be a protection thing that, well, we don't want to see that. Yeah.
Mhm.
I want to know that.
Yeah, once I stopped asking questions and went back in, I got to see a little bit, but by that time our time was up. So
Okay.
just so everybody knows, don't ask 9 million questions
Yeah.
and overanalyze the room.
Yeah, it's weird this time. I don't know what the weird energy was, but like I usually will see things in the book, but I went in the book. So I went into the book, the dimension of the book, and then I was like in somewhere else. So I wasn't like seeing the words like I normally do. It was a little weird. Not bad weird, just different, like in getting things differently. Yeah. Ashley, you said you didn't get anything?
No, not really. I think because we've had an Akashic Records reading before too, I felt like I didn't know if it was like my thoughts of that taking over and was kind of like my expectations of seeing those things were supposed to be there, but they weren't. Like I feel like I got a lot going on, so it just it wasn't clear.
Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
expectation. Like it's normal to be like, well, I'm expecting to see something. Like it's not always in the book. The book is like a human tangible thing you can hang on to. So it's not really a book,
Right.
right? It's like, yeah, kind of like a portal energy. So yeah, so I think Sylvia was saying it's because she was going in circles. So it's kind of like a portal energy that you go in. It's not like technically a book. It is, but it isn't. Yeah. Anybody else want to share? Tony?
I'll
Oh,
share.
you go first then, Tony.
Okay. So for me, I got up there and it was the gentleman with the long white beard, but he had on like that brown, like monk's type robe and the rope around his waist and like really piercing blue eyes, but he was hunched over. And then my key, it was a golden key, but it had like scripture writing on it. So, and then when I got in there, it was like floor to ceiling shelves of books, and my book floated down to me. And it's red with like the gold trim around the edges and on the corner.
Yeah.
And so when it opens it up, it's like this golden light coming off of the pages. Yeah. She's right in there with me.
Yeah.
And so what I saw first was mommy's talking. At first I saw it was like me with all of the kids and we were like going through a field and there's like wildflowers in the fields, and I asked if I could see something further back. And so then it was like it was a past life that I was seeing, and I'm an archer. And then I heard that like I'm an archer, I'm a hunter, and then I'm there to protect the kids. So then I looked down, like I was up in the tree and I looked down and I have like kids underneath me. And we're hiding in the woods, and I'd gotten a bunch of apples and brought them back for them. So yeah, I'm protecting the children. That's my
Amazing.
job.
Do any of your kids, are any of your kids obsessed with apples?
All of them will just grab an apple and that's what they do. They just eat the apples like crazy. Yeah, all of them do that. And then it's funny because my son's running around with like his bow and arrow that he got for Christmas, like the little dollar store ones. So
There, I was just, there's a connection there. I felt like that.
yeah. So it's like, so he's got that. And then it's funny too, because like I've done archery and stuff. So it's like, yeah.
Oh, I was gonna ask you, did you doing that kind of stuff? And then yeah, I thought so. Yours is a very strong connection from your past life to today. You like out of them picking up everyone's, yours is a very strong connection. Yeah. So interesting.
so-
That's very cool that you put that together. Amazing. Thank you. Tony, did you want to share or were you just waving?
No, sorry, I'm losing my voice. I don't watch Disney movies or anything like that, but my keeper was Mickey Mouse.
Okay.
There was no, yeah, I don't know. And my
No,
key was an orange lightning bolt
Perfect.
that I had to hold up against the door, like it was a futuristic entry.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was weird. The book came to me, it was black with scales. I have to look into that one. It opened into the middle, and the first thing that I heard and saw was the word die.
Oh, shit.
No, but it wasn't a bad feeling. It was just
Okay.
like,
How you
okay,
died? How you died in the past life?
I don't know. But then the next, it was all scenes, or sorry, scenic things. So the first one was like a safari looking over like animal, or what do you call it there in Hamilton, lion safari, whatever.
Okay.
So you just see like the trees, the bushes, and all the animals. But I was levitated. I was looking down at it. I was not grounded.
Okay.
Like, okay, I need to get back down.
Yeah, you went really high. You went higher
Yeah.
than 8, maybe. Yeah.
So then I flipped it, and it was the clear blue sky. I was flying, but I was grounded.
Good.
So it was the visual of me flying.
Oh, okay.
And then it flipped on its own, and it was me holding a young girl, again, like 5 or 6, in a fair type setting.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
that was it.
Okay. Any connections from that to
No,
here?
nah, nothing.
Okay. Yep, it's all good. Whatever goes down. Darla. Darla,
Yes, my dear.
what happened?
What do you mean? Oh, when I was in there,
Yeah.
I didn't get words. I got a picture,
That's fine.
and I was barefoot for some fucked up reason. And it was like kind of dirty, and I was wearing a dirty skirt, but I had a basket full of herbs and potion bottles, and I was running around apparently giving them to people who were sick, but I had to sneak because I wasn't supposed to be doing that.
Hmm.
And yeah, I was just all by myself. I didn't have no children. I had to take care of everybody else apparently.
Sound familiar?
Maybe.
Herbs and potions usually like it's like a witch past life or like a healer or like a
Which is
herbalist.
okay because I actually have a witch room, I call it, because I
Oh,
grow
you
herbs
do?
and make salves and meds and stuff for people already, and soaps
See?
and candles, and
There's your
that's just
connection.
a side thing.
There's your connector.
Mhm.
There you go. Amazing. Did everybody have a chance to share? That wants to share? You all shared, yes? Okay. So yeah, that's the setup, like that, how you usually go into it. There might be a different way that you learn. That's how I was taught. And that's what works for me. Normally it's more reading a book. Like normally I'll like, it's probably best experience because then you're feeling the experience, right? But you're just like words in a book. Mine just said, write a book. I'm like, okay, right? It's like advice and kind of thing. So it was really cool. So I saw like little, those little glasses, like little tiny glasses, like the little small ones, like spectacles are like really, really small. Like there was Dumbledore at my door, and he's looking at me like this with his glasses on, and I'm like looking at him with the glasses on. I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but we're just staring at each other. So like, again, you have to go in there with no expectations. Like that's the thing. Just whatever is going to go down is what's going to go down. And you can do it anytime that you want to. So you can do it on your own. You could some of the recording, and you can use the recording, or you can go and do it another way that you feel and ask again, do the process of seeing if you can see what's going on there. But yeah, does anybody have any questions? Holly?
Have you tried the Pathway Prayer by Linda Howe? No?
That's how
Okay.
I got it the one
Okay.
time.
So because I had my class with Thomas John on the weekend, and we went into the Akashic Records 3 times, 3 different ways. And one of the ways was with this Pathway Prayer he said to do. So I just wanted to
Don't
know
buy
if
the
you had
book.
tried
I'll
it.
give it to you. I'll give you the book. I
What
have
did it
it.
say? What did it say to do? How does
The
she do
book?
it? How does she do it differently?
I
I don't
think
know,
it's
I
just
didn't
the
read the book.
prayer. I think it's the prayer. I'll give you the book when we do lunch.
Is that the significance is just that prayer? I didn't know. I haven't read the
I
book,
think so.
but I didn't know if you used it or not.
No.
Haven't tried it yet.
I
My
don't
own.
like it, so I'll give it to you.
I don't like it. Yeah, but you can tweak it. You can say something different. Like that's how I was taught, and that's how it worked for me. But yeah. So, anybody, any other questions? No? Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for coming. If those of you who are not part of the class, I appreciate that. If you want to take psychic development in the spring, you're more than welcome to do that. We'll expand on that in psychic development and do more like breakout rooms so that you can practice on people. That's the best way to do it. So next time we'll practice on each other and do each other Akashic record. Yep, Tony.
Sorry, I didn't know it was the end of the class. Can I ask a question similar to like what was in the group the other day?
Okay.
This is the mediumship. Of course, when we're doing mediumship, psychic comes in. Now that I'm in the psychic room, mediumship comes in. So before I got in, I got the name George, passed on, older, white hair and glasses. Does this resonate with anybody?
Maybe.
Who said that?
I did.
Okay.
I got blue car.
Do you have a
Red-
relationship? Is this a level 1 student, Jen?
Yes.
Yeah, she just started.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, no, I didn't get it's somebody's uncle. Just the uncle just showed up. Blue car, red carpet, sheep, and the word piggy.
Lee, are you sure it's not someone for you?
No.
The blue car, my grandparents did have the blue car. The sheep, I have the sheepskin here at home. We had pigs. George was my grandma's brother. I never met him, so I don't know what he looks like, but like both my grandfathers were white hair, glasses. So
Yeah, I felt like it was for
Yeah.
Lee.
mhm.
But only, yeah. Does he have a message? Does he have a message for Lee or just hanging out?
I'm just gonna ask him. All I said was cup of tea.
Okay, that's funny because I was going to make a cup of tea before bed,
There you go.
and I'm not usually one that does that. So yeah.
Thank you, Lee.
You're welcome.
Amazing.
So yeah, I had my cup of tea last night, and I have it set up so I can do it again tonight.
Nice. Good job, Tony. Awesome.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, level 1 right there. And
Good
George,
job.
yeah? The name is George too, yeah? His name is George, yes?
So my grandpa, the one that I'm thinking it's Denton is his name, but my grandma, his wife, her brother was George.
There you go. Awesome. Okay. All right. Thank you guys so much. Quick question before we go. Would you be okay if I shared this like with people who wanted to watch it as a replay or not? You don't have to. You can say yes or no.
Yep.
Yes?
Yeah, I'm okay. Yes.
Yes? No? Darla, no?
I'm good.
Oh, I don't care.
Okay. Just checking. Holly, you good?
Yep, good.
Yes? Everyone's okay with that? I just thought of it now. Maybe when people want to do the meditation where they can go also into the Akashic Records as well, but it's all good. Okay. So I will see some of you tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Darla, you have class tomorrow night.
I'm totally
Yeah.
aware of class. I'm starting to get my memory back. We're good.
Okay,
again.
good.
Good.
All right.
Thank you for this
Jen.
opportunity,
Okay.
Jen.
Okay, you're welcome.
I'm happy Zoom worked for me tonight. I don't know
Yay.
what changed,
Me
but
too. We've missed you, so I'm glad you're back.
yeah, like I've updated it on all my devices and nothing worked. And then tonight I just went in and clicked on it. It worked. And it's like, now you work for me.
I
Like,
sent you an
nice.
email. I sent you an email. I don't know if you got it or not.
Yeah, so I did. So I clicked on the link in the email and then like went to the main page of Zoom and all of a sudden the window popped up that it was waiting to join.
Awesome.
Like, okay.